back with some more modern action. I'm, of course, NanMan, bringing you guys all the action here at NanMan's Nerd Corner. And today we've got a fun one, bit fast-paced, because it is a speed matchup here with Grixis Death Shadow versus Simic Infect here. So we'll talk through at least what these decks are trying to do, get into the match, and get going with this commentary here. Of course, the Simic Infect has kind of ebbed and flowed in popularity and playability. We've seen kind of the shifts a little bit more to some of the Sultai variations, the Golgari variations, basically, you know, being able to utilize different tools. But the signed Infect deck is my Infect deck that a player was borrowing, and I'm actually the one piloting the Grixis Death Shadow. I decided to put it back together. Both these decks were, I would say, two of my favorite decks back in the day. I still play, you know, have almost a fully signed Infect deck, but with the Moon Shadow release, I decided I wanted to rebuild it and see what we could do with it. So we're already starting to see the shenanigans take place as lowering life, getting a threat out here. And you're going to get your life total low enough that your Death Shadow, which is normally a 13/13, right? It's going to have to be able to grow in power the less life you have, and so on and so forth. And then you've got ways to try to, of course, finish off your opponent there. So we're going to see how it works out in this matchup. The Infect is a creature-based combo deck. Its whole goal is to be able to deal 10 points of Infect damage to your opponent, and they are poisoned and will be defeated there. So alternate win cons are always fun to be able to see, and one of the best Infectors hitting the battlefield here with Blighted Agent 1/1, of course, Infect and Unblockable. That's why it is the best one out there. So we'll see how long it can stick around, if it will be able to survive this turn or not. Now, this is also an exciting day because this is the day of the next ban announcement. Now, we know there's not going to be anything related to Commander being announced. I do not suspect we're going to be seeing any announcements related to Modern. After our most recent ban to the Modern format, you know, with Flage and things like that. Also a piece from Amulet Titan with the land. I can remember Lotus Field, right? That one, whatever it is. I think it's Lotus Field. I always want to say Lotus Bloom, but that got banned too. So I don't expect anything in Modern to happen this time around. Legacy, though. We've been seeing Legacy happen on Thursdays. That is going to be one of those that I would expect them to hit the Fantastic Card now before the Eternal Weekends start kicking off, but I could be wrong. They could wait until after for some reason, get some more tournament results for it. But Vintage, we know, is going to be hitting the restricted list. It's too good not to in the Vintage scene there. But we saw, back to our match, we saw a Fatal Push answer the first Blighted Agent. Second Blighted Agent's going to hit the battlefield here, so we'll see how it goes. Of course, if you're liking the content, make sure you guys are following, subscribing for more action. We do have Modern content every Monday for you to be able to enjoy. Thursday, of course, is our Legacy content on the channel, and then we've got our sprinkling of goodies on Saturday here. Also, we've been doing new short form content on Wednesdays. We've got this coming Wednesday is going to be our, come with me to the pre-release for The Hobbit. I've got a little video I've been putting up on the other social media stuff, Instagram, TikToks, things like that. So if you are following us there, you can see those a little bit earlier. But Frog coming down, very powerful, and as well as our Menace Moon Shadows bringing in. But will we be able to stop this Blighted Agent? Because we could just die here. Scale Up coming out, dropping to 9 life. Of course, making it a 6/4 unblockable Infected Worm. Can we stop it? Let's see. There's 6 coming across. No blocks, no effects. 2 life. 2 more life. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One shot. Oh, the Stern Scolding was the last card in hand.
Right on time. I was like, just what I needed to do. Right on time. See, this is what I'm talking about, Zach. I can, outplay. I surveilled a second Blighted Agent on top. I knew that a removal was coming. Having that backup just is like an outplay kind of thing. I don't get that in Flesh and Blood. Yeah.
Love that. Love that little discussion the players have. You know, talking about other card games. Our gameplay to let you know about our new affiliate with Nerd Gear. nerdgear.gg/nanman will take you directly to the website, and as you can see, they've got a bunch of awesome gaming accessories from playmats, life counters with the life tracks, playmat holders, and more. So make sure you do some browsing on the site, find some goodies, and then use the code NGNanman for 5% off your entire order. But let's get back to our gameplay. All right, let's get back to the gameplay. Of course, check out Nerd Gear. The new deck boxes are there. There's new sleeve colors. Definitely worth checking out and using our code NGNanman for your 5% off the order. But let's get into game number 2 here. Also, if you're interested in checking out any of our previous games that we've been starting to stream them up on Twitch, as well as just sort of have them all the VODs available here. But we are going to be doing some more live streaming related stuff. Not just Magic, but there is some tabletop building and painting that we're going to start doing in the near future. So keep an eye out for information about that, because the StarCraft tabletop is released, if you will, and so that was shipped out. We're just waiting for it to arrive and start building up the 3-faction army, because I'm a huge StarCraft nerd. I was doing StarCraft commentary back before we shifted gears into the Magic commentary, and StarCraft holds a special place in my heart. So always very excited to be able to do some real-time strategy related stuff, and tabletop combining some of my loves with StarCraft. Yes, we will be building and painting some of that on stream for people to be able to enjoy. I don't know if we'll do too much content necessarily here on NanMans Nerd Corner about the tabletop stuff, but at least we will be having that on our live stream stuff. But getting back to this, Moon Shadow going to be hitting the battlefield. We saw the Thoughtseize stripping away a little bit of a protection there with the Veil of Summer. Another Street Wraith going to come, drain some life, increase the power of the Moon Shadow, so putting a threat on the board turn 1, and it's up to our Simic Infect player to find a way to deal with this, basically through winning. All right, you go, the best form of removal is player removal, and we're going for that line here as Simic Infect. They've got, you see with the quick shuffle there, with utilizing tools like Green Sun Zenith in this list, the Simic Infect list does give us access to things like Venerated Rot Priest, which we'll be able to go, oh, okay, maybe if I was able to push for some damage early, and then you answered it, and I couldn't close out for the last 2 points of damage, I can be able to find a way to get that last 2 point later on with a Green Sun Zenith, for example. Of course, if you're interested in seeing any of these lists, we have them up on our Mox Field, links in the description, but you can also leave a comment on the video and we'll be able to post it up and let you know what the deck lists look like there. But there's Noble Hierarch. Again, almost fully signed. Every time I see it, I'm like, oh my gosh, the deck just looks super cool. I don't know. That's definitely how I like to be able to enjoy and spicing up my decks, is through things like signatures. I'm really excited to be able to go to Atlanta in the fall and do some more hunting for signatures. Also going to do a couple other cool videos related to our time at MagicCon. But we also have another event coming up, which is Commander Sealed. So if you guys have not seen Commander Sealed's coming up, you can buy your tickets for it. If you're interested in building, basically think pre-release style, if you're going to be making a sealed pool and build a deck from it. This time it's going to be Commander deck. But Thoughtseize number 2, do we got any? Okay, so this is one of those moments where you go, okay, there's protection, there's pump, and the only infect creature is this Inkmoth Nexus right now. But yeah, I like this, grabbing the vines here. Yeah, there's 2 pump spells that we have to worry about, but the vines is protection. Right? Basically giving it hexproof, and you could kick it to give it +4 and hexproof, but for 1 extra green there. So 2 green, hexproof, and +4. But Death Shadow, a little 2/2. We're using the dice to help keep track, even though they're not +1 counters, just to help represent the board state as easy for our viewers as well as in the match itself. All right, dropping the Infect player to 16. Ooh, and top deck of the protection spell, Blossoming Defense. Yeah, you'll notice this sort of shift from the way the Infect deck has been built over the years of, ebbing and flowing about how much protection and how much pump spells and ways to kind of get around things. Like, I don't know, Bowmaster has definitely decreased in popularity and play. It still is very powerful, and it exists very well in, you know, the right Demir-based shells or like a Hollow One shell. And so, like, you know, seeing those things is definitely like, oh, okay, yeah, I do have to be aware that that is still a card that exists. So all of my 1 toughness creatures just get destroyed by it. So we'll see. 2/2, 3/3.
Combat. Trigger.
Ooh. I like this. Send a message here. Do we pump? Do we... I mean, we can grow it +4 off of a groundswell. And then +2. So 6 extra power. Not enough to kill our opponent here. Yeah, no pumps. Basically saving the pumps to go, oh, if you block, I will pump it and kill your Death Shadow. Consider. All right. Surveil. Draw a card. Pitch a creature. Means if it's a permanent, the Moon Shadow grows. And what else we got? Anything else to follow it up? Yeah, you see in the tank here. Because also we've got almost perfect information. Close to it. With all the Thoughtseize that we've been able to utilize here, we get all that information going, okay, I know there's all these pump spells. I do not currently have flying. I do not currently have reach. I do not currently have a removal spell that we can see that can maybe easily answer that.
Go to damage.
Yeah, no way to pump. Looks like there are some spells that Shadow will run. You can think of, there's that enchantment that will make everything lose its abilities essentially, and so you just like hit somebody for 13. What the heck's the name of that card? Somebody help me out here. My brain is fried. I cannot think, especially after the Hobbit adventures where we stayed and played until 2:30. That's, I think, what time the tournament ended. But we made the top 8, so the Hobbit pre-release turned out very well. We got to do some dwarf action there with the Boros dwarf. So don't normally play aggro like that, so it was fun to try to push myself, especially Boros. You know, I'm definitely a blue player at heart. Demir, Sultai, those are my colors of choice for sure. But let's see. You see the kind of setting of the mana aside here for our Simic Infect player. I wouldn't even be surprised if we start seeing the like table tap counting that some of the players do just to kind of confirm. Go, okay, do I got you here? There's the activation. Just kidding. You see, yeah, look at that. Good resisting, just swinging, right? We want to play the Might because it does get the +4 if we do it during the main phase as opposed to doing it in combat. Might is fine here. So right now that's 4, 5, essentially 6 damage coming across, 1 spell left. And this is that, like, moment of going, do I think you have it or not? Because if there's a push in hand here,
I have no responses to the trigger.
before damage, we're going to try to go for it. Groundswell. And death. But we still had that 1 mana left for the protection. You saw that. But yeah, look at all the creatures. Oh, we got bottlenecked on creatures and nothing else to go with it. Oh, look at this. Oh, my gosh. There they all are. Right there at the top. They just never showed up. That happens sometimes, right? We get to see, oh, Dress Down. That was the card we were talking about. Surgical. Yeah, very nice. We got to see a little bit. Test of Talents. I love that card. Veil of Summers. Yeah, this is also when we were testing out Tifa in the sideboard and not main board. We've done some fluctuating between those, whether it's in the main board or the sideboard and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely a fast-paced adventure that we had here today. We've got plenty more action coming up, though, so make sure you guys are checking out every Monday for more modern action. We've got, of course, Thursday is our legacy stuff, but yeah, look at this. Oh yeah, we were also testing out a couple of other ones. Yeah. Death Shadow's great. I don't know. I like the deck. It's not as good as it once was. The 2016 version of Grixis Death Shadow was definitely like peak, I feel like, when it came to the way that they designed it and built it. But yeah, we put the Phyrexian symbol up there, but never actually used it at all, right? We didn't, because it was all just OTKs that round there. But hope you guys enjoyed this one. You know, feel free, spread the word, leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. But that's going to do it for us here today. Thanks for tuning and watching, y'all, and I'll see you all next game.